MMA Boxing Talk here, coming at you with another video. This is a post-fight video for Mark Hunt versus Frank Mir. Mark Hunt gets the KO finish in the first round against Frank Mir. And I had Frank Mir in this fight winning. I thought his well-rounded, his the mixture of his wrestling, his takedowns, his submissions, and his new boxing skills, which proved to be not good enough against Mark Hunt. Mark Hunt, wow, hats off to him. I mean, he at first, I didn't actually think Mir was totally out of it, for the simple fact that Mir, his his head didn't smoke the canvas or whatever, and but really he Frank Mir, he was like looking off into space. He was in La La Land. As Mark Hunt's walking by, and Mark Hunt has the best view in the house, right? He knew right away. He started shaking his head. It was the funniest thing. But Frank Mir, he didn't even protest the stoppage. And as Frank Mir's walking by him, Mark Hunt, Frank Mir's on his back. He's just got knocked out. And Mark Hunt's walking by him, and Frank Mir doesn't even follow him. So, his hands weren't up, to his face, protecting himself. He was looking off into the La La Land. Sometimes when you see the fight for the first time, you don't really know what happened until even the replay wasn't really. But yeah, obviously, Frank Mir was out of it, and Mark Hunt got the KO finish in the first round. In his hometown, or in Australia, not his hometown. He's from New Zealand, but he's established in he lives in Australia and stuff, and he's very, very popular, huge star in Australia, and the fans were awesome. It was so cool. What a night, I predicted Frank Mir, but I knew in the back of my mind, Mark Hunt, one punch pack a lunch. We've seen him do it so many times. Walk off knockout, baby. And I knew that, Frank Mir. I knew that Frank Mir couldn't outbox him for 3 rounds. I knew he had to mix it up. And Frank Mir, you could tell he seemed a little timid. He wasn't landing the shots. And he's the taller, longer fighter. So it just wasn't meant to be. Obviously. Mark Hunt, KO, first round. What more can I say? Tell me what you guys think. Shout out to Arts Martial Mixed. He lives out in Australia. So you must be thrilled. Your boy won. First round KO. I mean, what more do you want? And the last time Mark Hunt fought in Australia, I believe it was against Bigfoot. Their first fight. That was a crazy fight, one of the best heavyweight fights ever. It was a draw. I believe that was in Australia, but correct me if I'm wrong, Arts Martial Mix there. But shout out to his channel. Go check out his channel. What a night of fights. Definitely some interesting things that took place. I just put out a video, a post-fight video for Neil Magny, Hector Lombard. So check that out as well. If you like the video, subscribe. That's it for this one. MMA Boxing Talk. Peace.